Hello everyone, welcome in my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to show you how to design, or you can say how to develop or create a register page in ASP.NET Core without Entity Framework. So everyone know that if you are using identity, then you can already have a register page in identity. But if you want to design a register page using the using the entity framework, that is much easy with the DB context class. But if you are using without if you want to create a register page without any entity framework pattern, then you can do these things. So first of all, create a connection string in your startup app settings.json file. So the connection string parameter, as usual, you know very well, the same thing you can do. You can add with the entity framework or without entity framework. Connection string parameter is the same and will same. So default connection is the name of the connection string. Server, as usual, same, local DB MS SQL DB, and the database name is the bookstore DB. You if you want to create a database by using the migrations, then you can also you can use with the entity framework. But if you want to design database first, then just open your database server, like the SQL server, and just create a new database and create a table also. So database name is already created, that is the name bookstore DB. Trusted connection true, and multiple active result set is also true. So now the second thing is to design a view model. It's not a model, it's a view model. So just create a new folder in the Solution Explorer and create a new class that name is register view model. So view models, and inside you can add a new class, and that class name is what? That is register view model. Okay, and inside that class you have some properties, or you can say just replace that properties with these properties, like that: a username, email, password, name, contact number, and address. So these are the properties, and these properties, or you can say fields, actually exist in the database table. So you can check in the user table that in the column name we have a ID, username, email, password, name, contact, address, and the role ID. Role ID is not mentioned at here in the view model, but in later development I will take some integer values. Okay, so after that you have to add a new controller, and the controller is empty controller. The name of the controller is account controller, so just name is account controller. Okay, oops, that is pretty not good looking, so just delete that controller, and again you have to add a new controller, and the name is same, that that is accounts. Okay, but the postfix controller as a just after the name of controller. Okay, so accounts controller. Okay, and you know that each controller is inherited from the controller class, and after that you can add a new action method, that is register. So inside the controllers you can add a new method, that is register, and after that you can do scaffolding and generate a create scaffold. Okay, and the template is create, and model is what? That is register view model. Okay, it's take a few seconds to generate your views by using scaffolding. Okay, that is the username, email, password, contact number, address, as usual, you know. So just after that, you have to add a post action method for the register. So just copy that code and paste it here. Just copy that and paste. First of all, add http get in the just before your register your action method name, and after that you have to add a new post action method, that is the register view model, sorry, register, and that is the http post method, action method. And inside you can see that register view model. So just resolve your name space by using control dot key and using that. Okay, so you know that just after filling the data in the registration form, your register view model is get in the post action. So that is user exist query. User exist query, I mean to say that if username and email or the email is already exist, then discard it. Okay, then so just create a SQL query, select a strict from user table where username vm.username, and also string pollutions is yours, and or email equals to vm.email. Okay, so add a new folder. So after that you can see that bool user exists. So just create a new class, that is the helper class. So first of all, create a helpers folder, and after that you have to you can create a new class, that is the common helper class. Okay, just copy that name and paste, create a new class, that the name is common helper. Okay, common helper. Inside the common helper, first thing to add, that is the iConfiguration file, because iConfiguration file get the connection string from your app settings file. So iConfiguration initialize in the constructor, that is the common helper class. So common helper class just initialize your iConfiguration object, or you can say instance, and after that you have to add that method, that is the similar method you can see in the web form, or you can say that in the ad.net. So that is the, just paste it here, and you can see that a user already exists. That method actually check if the username and the email is already exist, then return the boolean value. Okay, the return the true value, you can say. I mean to say that user is already exist, then return true. So first of all, get the connection string from the app settings file by using the configuration file iConfiguration. So underscore config in the square brackets, you can get the connection string. The name of the connection string is default connection. After that you can add SQL connection NuGet package from your NuGet library. So just before doing this, must to connect with your internet, and SQL connection NuGet package is installed. Inside you can add the connection string, that is connection string. After that you have to open your connection by using the connection.open, and the query is inside your local parameter. You can see that query is just pass the SQL and the command associated with the connection, or also the query. And by using the reader, you have to check if that row is exist or not. So rd has row. If the reader has row, I mean to say that any one user is get, then return true. So user exists. So just resolve that underscore helper class. So first of all, also add that iConfiguration as well as your common helper object, and initialize both. So just in the account controller, add two properties, that is iConfiguration and common helper. And common helper actually get the methods name by using object, and iConfiguration, you know that get the connection string from. Okay, so iConfiguration actually in the common helper class, inside the constructor, you have to initialize your configuration. So just add your configuration. So initialize both. After that, you can see that underscore helper is error removed just inside your underscore helper, and you can see that is the method return true value. If user exist is double equals to true, I mean to say that any username and the email is already exist, then return a error message on in the view pack, that is username and email already exist, and return view that is register, and the controller name is accounts. Okay, and after that, if suppose your username and the email is not exist, then create a query for the insert some parameter into the table that is in the user table, and these parameters are inside in vm.username, vm.email, passwords, name, contact number, VM address, and the value is role ID is 2. Role ID 2, I mean to say that user. Okay, so after that, you can see that underscore helper dot DML transaction method is not there in the common helper, so just add it in newly method for insert your query in the just in the common helper, and add it TML transaction, and that method return integer value. So similar, the query is there, and the query is insert query. So insert query into user table where your query parameters are there, and just again check similar the connection string, get it from configuration file, connection create, and insert data into the database table. So if result is greater than 0, I mean to say that return integer value, and result 1, then save the value into the database. Okay, so after that, suppose your value will be saved into the database table, so just create a new session, because session is mandatory. If the value inside into the session, so create a method that is entry in into session, and inside in your session username, you can pass your username value. Okay, so everything is fine, you know that. So after that, you can run your project. So just start it, and okay, everything is fine. Just navigate your action method name, and first of all, controller name, that is accounts, and after that you can add your action method name, that is register. Okay, oops, getting an error, unable to resolve service of type that common helper while attempting to activate without entity controller. Okay, actually common helper is not initialized into your controller. So first of all, common helper actually initialized, or you can say create a new new object of the common helper class. Okay, so use a common helper. Here you can see that iConfiguration, and iConfiguration is actually initialized inside your helper. So just create a new object for the common helper class. So new common helper, and inside in you can pass underscore config, where okay, oops, getting an error again. Okay, session it's not resolved, so just resolved. First of all, set string, just control dot and use namespace error removed. Okay, so okay, again okay, successfully run your UI and add some data in the username, email, password, name, contact number, address, and you know that role ID is automatically initialized with the 2. Okay, and the name is Jacob and the contact number is 1234 and address is XYZ. Okay, so just click on the create button. Oops, getting an error, and dissolve that error, and that error is exception error, system invalid operation exception, session has not been configured for the application or request. Okay, so just remove that error by using add your session information into your startup.cs file. Just open your startup.cs file and first of all add some services inside your configure service method, and that method is services.add services.add MVC, and after that you can add session state temp data provider and services.add session. Okay, and after that you can add the pipelining app.use session. Okay, it's pretty simple. Now after that you can run your project again after completing the session value, or you can say register your session value inside your page. Email is there, password is there, and name is there, and contact number is there, and address is also there. So again error, the model item passed into the view data dictionary is a type of system.string, but the view data dictionary instance require a model item of type view without entity view model register view model. Okay, invalid operation exception actually, because you can see that the value is actually inserted, but the redirect to action is not completed. So if result is greater than 0, session value is inserted successfully, but a redirect to action that is indexed, and accounts is the controller name. So invalid account name, that is the default. Okay, and again you have to check your user your database value is already inserted, that is, you can see that name is a vagara vagara. Okay, so just removed, and again the value is similar. Okay, password is there, name is a, contact number, and if you want to okay, index.cshtml is not found, that is in the view. So if you want to add in the accounts controller, that is index, then is the simple. So successfully run your register.cshtml file, and before going to the index.accounts you just add a view. Okay, and inside the view just remove that section and just pass your simple ViewBag object values. Okay, so just add ViewBag error message. Also set the successful message. Okay, just after that, entry into the session, you have to add a new value, that is ViewBag dot success equals to thanks for register. Okay, and inside your CSS_HTML file you have to add a ViewBag object, that is ViewBag dot error message. So just copy that, is not equals to error. ViewBag dot error is not equals to null. I mean to say that we have some values in the error, so it's not equals to null. Oops. And if it is not null, then give a proper error message on your alert. Span class equals to alert and alert danger, that is the bootstrap class actually. So inside it you can just simple your error message, username and email is already exist, and the second one is the success message. So just copy that and paste for the success message error, and the success is there. Just copy that and paste ViewBag dot success message is not equals to null, and just paste it here. So thank you guys for watching this video, and keep watching all other videos which is related to ASP.NET Core and without entity framework, pattern design, design principles, and many more things. So don't worry guys, I will show you the results of this registration page. So b.@gmail.com, password, okay, contact number. So thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you very much.